Yeah, folks, howdy. I am recently quite often debating about the origin of life, and this film is going to be called Building Blocks, the building block argument. People refer to me from, well, yes, we have got proven the evolution of life, or the coming to be of the chemical life in a chemical way. And if you look at Jack Szostack, for example, etc., etc., etc. I mean, Urey-Miller, Fox, is Jack Szostack, and many other people. Yeah, they did some nice research, but they did not create a living cell. Folks, I have here about 7 building blocks of life that I use almost every day. That is salt. Salt. It's a building block of life. That is sugar. This is a lump of sugar. These are 2 lumps of sugar. It's a building block of life. I got here oil. This is, what is it? The olive oil. Yeah, I have that. All building blocks of life. I can put it in here a little bit. Yeah. I have here. This is water. All a building block of life. Yeah. And Jack Szostack made some lipid vesicles in which there was RNA, self-replicating cells, self-replicating molecules, not living cells. Yeah. And he did it with lipids and some lipids with some soapy. This is soap. Soapy features. So here some soap. Yeah. So that's what you assume, that all these building blocks together, they make out life. Well, folks, sorry, it doesn't. In here, it does not emerge life from it. Yes, it's a building block. But a building block in itself, for example, sugar, it's not a living cell. Yeah, the combination of building blocks itself is not life. It's not a living cell, let alone be an evolved worm thereof. So yes, people can make great building blocks. People do that every day in the chemical industry. They make a lot of building blocks, use sugar, salt, soap, oil. A lot of building blocks are made, but it's not life. Okay, I happen to be a chemist. Unfortunately for you, I happen to be a chemist. Let's put the camera straight. Well, in chemistry, you learn one thing, that in the early days of chemistry, they try to compose, for example, ammonia. I forgot. Oh, one building block I forgot. I left out. Oh, that may be the component. No, just kidding. But the way of making ammonia was in the early days of chemistry was investigated to do it in an optimal way. Well, some process has got invented by somebody, and the thing is, that process needed a verification by another research group in order to get a scientific correct status. And the same is with the chemical synthesis route for making life out of chemicals. That's what science itself has put on itself as a demand in order to keep science pure science. Well, this has never ever been done, not by Jack Szostack. Great work, great guy, most probably, but not proof for life. It's not a living cell. It's not life as we know it, Jim. It's not life. Sorry, it's not a living cell, and it's certainly not a worm evolved out of that cell. So we need that 100% full proof that you can make a living cell out of the bare elements and not only build simple building blocks. No, sorry. If I have a steering wheel of a car and not only the steering wheel of the car, then sorry, I still have to walk back home. I cannot drive a car with only a steering wheel, a building block steering wheel. Sorry. The car, the steering wheel, it's indeed, it's a building block of a car. I agree, but it's not a car, and you still have to walk back home with the steering wheel in your hands. So the building block argument is not valid. We need the entire 100% proof in order to get scientific status for how life came to be and how life evolved. So we want science demands, because of the structure of science itself, that first you make a living cell out of the bare elements. That's step one, and letting that particular cell evolve into a higher organism. Well, let's say a worm. Yeah. So you have to do these two steps in order to prove life out of chemicals and to prove evolution. If you cannot do that, then evolution and abiogenesis is not a scientifically theory that is deserves a scientific status. It's not, and it should be wiped out of every study book on Earth, on the planet Earth, because it's not science. Even though it's already about 100 and something years, 150 years in the study books as a scientific theory. Sorry, folks, it's not a scientific theory. It's never been proven that life came out of chemicals, and it's never proved that those cells, particularly those cells, evolved into a higher organism. It's never been proved yet. And I guess you are unable to do so because life is very special in itself. Building blocks, sorry, no argument. It's as simple as that. Well, okay, this is what I wanted to share. Bye.